Get it. America, welcome to the greatest podcast known to man. And I'm a little subdued this evening because I got a lot of emotion that I'm reserving for 24 hours from now. So this is my humble self, C. Turner, the Prime Minister of Duval County himself. And I would like to welcome you to What's Good America. It's a good night. Like, it's a good night. It was a nice warm 43 degrees here in Billings, Montana. At Lucas Oil Stadium, I heard there's some things going on that we're going to try to cover this evening, if that's okay with you, Mr. Walton.
I'm good with it, man. You know that. I'm good with it. I ain't heard of nothing, so I mean, I'm just here for the show, I guess.
America, just let it be known that this will not be the version of me you get tomorrow night if this thing goes my way. And if it don't go my way, this definitely won't be the version you get of me. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest podcast known to man, from two black guys in Montana who not in Montana, but neither one of us are from Montana, but I still live in Montana, but he got out of Montana, but he was just in Montana, but now he's in California. What's good, America, folks? You know what it is. C. Turner, Prime Minister of Duval County, Mr. Westside, Jacksonville, Florida, stand up. And I'm here with my right-hand man on my left-hand side, but still my left-hand man on the right-hand side. Chi-Town, put your C's up. You know what I'm talking about? Wrigleyville, stand up. South suburbs, west suburbs. The Bay Area himself, James Big Game Madison Walton III. What's going on, big dog?
Look, let's not even sugarcoat this, CT. Let's just call it what it is, You know what I'm saying? My wife, I'm interrupting her Sunday cleaning because we had to get this out. This has to air with everything else in media. I don't care if we get through this Anchor app or whatever. We must be heard on this because here we are in America. Look, this is what type of day it is, okay? I've calmly had about 4 or 5 beers, fantasy football season. I want to congratulate Nick Haney, 2-time winner. He is the new champion of TRL. Well-deserved, big fella.
Good job, Haney.
Proud of you. He led it from the beginning to the end. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you set the pace and then you find a way to get it done, that's the second time he's done that. So props to him. So it's been a calm Sunday, Chris.
Very calm. It's a very calm Sunday.
The wife's team's in the playoffs. Niners won.
That was a big win.
It makes for a good set. So, we just been sipping, last few beers basically. But then I realized what we're going to have to talk about. And I had some Maker Marks left over from yesterday. I put it into my sheet glass. There's no 7-Up in this. This is just
it's straight. It's straight. It's one of those nights. There's no foreplay in this one. It's just straight liquor.
And thank God Maker's Mark is just absolutely delicious. But it's hitting a little different. And America, it very, 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 very much for me. Listen, here, I had to think about it. I just sat and thought about, about 45 minutes before, then Chris texts me and he goes, I'm ready to go right now. I'm like, well, so much for thinking. I'm just going to go ahead and spew. This is how I feel about this game tomorrow. Excuse me, America. We got exactly what we wanted. This Georgia team found a way to get to exactly where it wanted to get and where it needs to get, in my opinion. I'll take it. This defense has been talked about for 2 years. Honestly, they've played 2 or 3 bad games in 2 years. This is Kirby's second national title game. So props to him, kudos to him, And here's the deal. We're just to the point now with Anchor app where I think, number one, let me just go ahead and just, discuss my anger with Anchor app. Like, we're trying to get famous, Anchor. We're going to have to find another way to stream this to Spotify or something, Chris. I'm getting tired of this. This is eating into my money. But I digress. Here's the deal. This could easily be, in my opinion, Alabama's greatest national title they pulled this off. That's what I have to deal with. It's not even so much taking another year. It's how they win this. Where when I look at it, when we go player for player on this rosters here, it's the first time I could probably remember Alabama not having the edge or any edge. It's either dead even when we look at prospects and stars and potential first-round draft picks between both these teams, draft picks in general, and what Bryce Young has done this year. I think he has more, in my opinion, he's more than met the expectations of every Alabama fan. In fact, he's sped things up, much to his own detriment, because we will see the truth of Alabama fans come out that are not the 1%ers. I don't ever include Chris Turner in Alabama fans with that. But I will say this. We've seen a lot of firsts happen this year. We saw a non-Power 5 team come and compete, and in my opinion, played about as good as they could have played. They scored one touchdown in that game, and that score is 24-13 and not 24-6. What are we saying about Cincinnati? So Chris Turner, I'm just going to go ahead and just put it out there, man. I don't see how your team wins this game, because to me, I don't believe that they can play perfect football again. They played their best football game when they needed to their credit, and it was nearly flawless, perfect football on both sides of the football. And that's why they beat up on Georgia so bad.
Right.
Do I think they can do it again? Do I believe in the Heisman curse? I do when it comes to quarterbacks. Doesn't seem to affect running backs for Alabama all that much.
No, not at all. not at all. Not at all.
Those guys win Heismans and win titles. I've seen that happen a couple times.
True.
But quarterbacks, it has had an effect. And so I'm going to put it all the way out there that this game is going to be nip and tuck. This ain't going to be like some sort of one-sided. I think there's going to be a good amount of scoring by both teams. But you have to convince me why I believe Alabama can play that well again with the amount of tape that is on them now in the last 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks, last two games.
I'll give you the negative first. We're down our 1B receiver. 1A is going to play, but 1B is not playing. So the X receiver's playing, the Y receiver's not playing. Okay, it is what it is. I mean, we got 5 stars behind them. So we're down Mechie. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's not ideal, but it is what it is. We're down Mechie. You got a Heisman winning quarterback, which, as you said, and know the history, that doesn't bode well for quarterbacks winning the Heisman. That strikes there too.
Joe Burrow, they just beat the brakes off you.
Yeah, Joe. That team was. I can't even not give them credit. Like anything outside of what they did was just ridiculous. Like that was a superstar season and just a team of destiny.
Yeah.
But so strike two, we got the Heisman winning quarterback. You know who our main threat is as far as everything goes, and it's our superstar receiver. Okay, so here comes the positives. We've been there before. Like the moment's not too big. The team is young, I get. And I even said if we want to go back into it, like, yeah, we're a year away. But there's something about growing up during the season, and there's something about a winning tradition. Now, yeah, you can go back to the whole Texas A&M beat you guys, and if that asshole assistant can do it, then Kirby damn sure can do it. But at the same time, emotion is going to wear out. I'm a big fan of I've only played a couple games with emotion, and emotion tires you the hell out in a game. So Georgia's gonna come in and like, oh well, the big brother smacked us around. We're back. We're not gonna let this shit happen again. Blah 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 blah. I think it is gonna be a tight game. It will not be like the SEC championship. I don't believe. I honestly think this is a field goal game, a field goal to 10-point game. Now, my allegiance and my love and my heart and the emotion that I hate to bring into the game, yeah, it goes with Alabama on this one. And it'll be super easy for me to pick Georgia because that defense, I don't give a damn what you say, that defense is real. It's real across the board. But I can't bet against the GOAT. Like it's Nick. I can't go against Nick. Like we got a superstar quarterback who doesn't get rattled to his fault. We got a running back who is trying to prove a point. Like not every game, every time he touches the ball, he is trying to prove a point. We got a superstar receiver that is trying to prove a point.
He's made a lot of money, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He has made a lot of money. I'm a big fan of his.
He went from easily 4th round to a top 10 pick.
Yeah, you're gonna. I mean, shit. The way guys are coming out. Look, okay, that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah. So you have a receiver that's trying to prove a point, and that's not emotion. Doesn't come with trying to prove a point. Emotion comes with, oh, you beat me, I got to come back and beat you. It's revenge, revenge, revenge. I feel like Nick's gonna have these guys motivated to go, and not to a point of like expending motivation to waste energy and everything else. Like, listen, the moment's not too big. We've been there. We know what they can do, and we know how much better they can play. It's either you want it or you don't. I think I feel like it's a field goal game, and we pull it out. Like it is what it is.
Well, I just asked you to convince me of why Georgia shouldn't win this game and cover this -3. You did none of the sort.
It's hard.
You have further made my point about what I've seen this year, and you have to give credit where credit's due. When it came time to play a great football game, because if you don't win this game, you're out. Like,
right.
I want to give them credit. I want to give Bama credit more than any team in our friendship of knowing each other. And in the 2 years of this show and counting, it is one of the most resilient back against the wall Alabama teams I've ever seen. When the money has been on the line, which for them it has happened 5 times this year. You know, I throw the A&M game out when I talk about that because I knew that loss was coming. But the LSU game, when they had to stop them, they stopped.
Auburn,
when they had to stop them and make plays, what a hell of a throw and catch. Florida early in the year, just to like establish, like, all right, it's not going to be them. We're not going to have that dumbass loss, because how bad would that loss?
Oh, that loss.
That would have been the loss instead of A&M. How bad would that have been?
We're not in the conversation.
So, and then of course Georgia in the SEC championship. So every time there's been an opportunity where we're not going to even get a chance to get to that Final Four game, because that's all you're trying to do is get to that game.
That's it.
They've done everything they've had to do. And Cincinnati, unfortunately, I don't think they believed in themselves enough offensively, and however they were calling plays or what was going on with Ritter, whatever. I just didn't like the way his flow was, and I blame that on the coordinators.
Well, yeah, that was outside of the norm of how they played. I'll back you up on that one.
That was very conservative, and I was like, dude, I'd rather go out on my sword being who we are. Being who we are, we can't beat them. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But if we're hanging in the game and we're not even trying to, man, miss me. So that's the thing. Here's Kirby Smart, who at the end of the day, barring something crazy happening to Stetson, has said, this is my guy.
Yeah, dying on the field.
And he has stuck to his guns. This is very eerily similar with Mac. It's very similar with Mac last year. There's just a lot of parallels. And of course, you're going to see that when you have, guys that come from coaching. Okay. Got the more talented guy there. Bryce Young's the more talented guy. But Mac is going to run this show because Mac showed us at the end of the day, he's got a lot of moxie. He's got a lot of heart. And they proved themselves right. So
let me touch on the Georgia quarterbacks real quick. Honestly, I think there's something wrong with JT, who should be starting. There genuinely has to be something wrong. I don't give a damn what waiver he's passed. Like, a coach knows, like, all right, yeah, that don't quite lie. I know you cleared the play, but that don't look right. Like, something does not bode well, or the kids already say, you know what? I'm out anyway. So regardless, I'm gone. But something doesn't look right for this kid not to be able to come in at all.
I think it's more of this. It's the same thing. Nick did the same thing. He didn't want to put in two. But when Kirby was beating the brakes out of Jalen, Nick looked at himself, looked in the mirror and said, hey, what do I got to lose besides to Kirby?
And that's my point.
So they haven't gotten to the point where his back has been against the wall to where he's got to go, all right, JT, this is your time. Come save us. And the thing about Stetson Bennett, and I think the main reason why, it's because of what the game has evolved into. And it's exactly what Bryce Young can also do. He doesn't like to do it, but he does it in these type of games. Stetson Bennett's feet, it matters. You need a guy that can move around and can get some stuff done with his feet. And his feet are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why Kirby has it, because at the end of the day, it's still kind of, he has enough arm to where they can take their shots down the field. He throws rainbows. He doesn't complete them all the time, but he has the arm strength. He's got the Russell Wilson, trying to dump in the basket.
He's not that. He's a better Bo Nix. Let's call it what it is.
No, I'm not. See, you heard me say Russell Wilson. I'm talking about the throw.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of credit.
I'm not talking about the player. Jesus.
Okay.
That's the players in America. They get going. Now he's getting a little excited. I'm getting a little red, white, and black on him here. You know what I'm saying? I got a little red, white, and black on in front of him. You know what I'm saying? That's a USA shirt, but it looks a lot more crimson than it does red on his body for some reason. I don't know what that is. So, I mean, to me, man, it's I put it this way: we don't get our money's worth. I know that.
Oh yeah.
I know that this game is going to be very good. I think it's going to be very entertaining. Will Anderson, I think, honestly, is the guy that can absolutely wreck this game because he's still not getting the respect that you feel like he deserves. And I think for me is, it's a chance for him because it's going to be on Kobe Dean. It's going to be on Jordan Davis. It's going to be on the other D tackle, the big fella. I don't know his name.
I know you're talking about.
It's going to be on those three guys, and then they're going to go, oh, and Will Anderson set the, NCAA record for tackles for loss. I don't even know if that's ever going to be touched again. That's crazy.
No, it's dumb. It's dumb.
So he could definitely, be a game record. So,
but that's my point as far as all of it, because even though we won the first game, call it however we won it, we're still not and I guarantee you that's what's being harped on in the locker room. We're not respected. You're not. You won the Heisman, but you're not respected. Like, yeah, you're one of the best receivers in the country, but you're not respected. Will, your numbers were better than the guy who went to New York, and you're not respected. Like, you don't, like, you're the under. Like, me personally, I cannot confidently bet against Alabama when Alabama is the underdog. Nick Saban is, call a spade, is eerily getting close to retirement. I can't, in good conscience, bet against Alabama, the underdog with Saban there. I can't. That's too much for him to feed them.
Well, why would I want you to bet against Alabama? You know what I'm saying? That, first of all, that would never happen ever in time. Even if Mike Shula was coaching his team undefeated, you wouldn't bet against. Well,
fuck Mike Shula.
I just wanted to take one shot. Sorry, Brody. I know you don't like when Chris goes at Mike Shula. So I promise you, when we get on the show, no Mike Shula.
Yo.
Shout out Brody Croyle. So look, CT. Here's the deal. I think this is really what the main event. Let's just start with the worst case scenario. What should we prepare Billings, Montana for if Alabama ends up losing this game? And what should their actions be? I think this should be more like, we've done our sports stuff, but this is what this show is. I think you did a really good job with the, what was that, the SEC? No. Was it the Cincinnati game? Yeah, Cincinnati game, because it was New Year's Eve.
Yep.
I think you did a really good job of putting out a PSA of really, if something crazy happens. So I think this is where we're at. You know, it's a Monday, so obviously, like, you're not working tomorrow. You know, like, what can we expect out of Chris Turner if the worst thing?
If the worst thing happens, Georgia wins, whether it's last second field goal or hell, they win by 10, 17, 14 points. I am fine with the loss until you say something. Now, if you say something, I will disrespect this entire state in football, life, currency, occupation, living wage, and everything else. Because if you say something about Alabama tomorrow, well, Tuesday, like, oh, I heard the Tide lost. You know what? Fuck you. That's why Montana State got blown out by another nowhere state. That's why the University of Montana sucks and it's JUCO football at best. That's why the living wage here sucks. That's why there's no culture here. Like, I will disrespect hundreds of thousands of people, because I don't even think there's millions of people here yet. I will personally find a way to disrespect as many people as possible. That's including like living and dead relatives. That's if you say something.
So basically what you're saying is, you know, watch out, because Tom Brady tried to kiss me. That's basically what you're saying. Like, it's gonna be that type of rhetoric coming out your mouth.
If you leave me alone and like, hey guys, tough game. Like, you know what? Yeah, it was. Hey man, I heard Montana State made it. They almost wanted to. Hey, good job. Blah blah blah. So if you leave me alone, I'm fine. I'm fine. Like, hey, you win some, you lose some. But if you say something, I don't care how petty or small it is, I will disrespect every football player, ancestor that's ever come through this state.
Hey, what year did you get back to Billings again? I'm trying to remember this in my head. When you and Arist and Zoe came back, and Mariah.
13 or 14, I want to say.
See, because I'm trying to remember, because in my head, I'm trying to think about when Ohio State pulled the upset on y'all.
15.
And I happened to be in Chicago. I couldn't remember how much, but see, I was gone.
Yeah.
That's what it was. See,
yeah.
it was New Year. I remember it was like New Year's night, and I was out hanging out with my sister at Depot. We was in River North, and we was eating barbecue or some shit.
Love River North, by the way.
Yeah, we were at Old Crow.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I remember that. And then I was in Chicago for like an extended period. So by the time I got back to you,
I was good.
Water on the bridge. You were good.
I was good.
It didn't matter. So America, mainly Billings.
Just be cool. Like that's all you got to do is be cool.
I'm gonna be 100 with you. I personally would love it. Like that scene in the first Avengers, where, Tony Stark and Bruce Banner in the lab for a little bit. It's just them, and he's got the little electric thing, and he pokes them. I personally would like to see those type of pokes taken at my guy.
And see, here's the thing.
Not harmful pokes. Just maybe look at him, give him a little smirk, and be like, it's say something in the lines of, I guess it's not good in America for you today, huh, Chris? And then just keep rolling. Because it lets us know you're listening to the show.
So I can't be mad.
You can't be mad. And he's got to eat shit. He's got to do the eat shit grin, like, all right, you got me. That would be the most I would do. If you want, if you see this dude, if he happens to be in an Albertsons, he happens to be at a Shields,
Listen, there isn't enough police in this town to stop me from doing whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, there's not enough, and I know most of them. So there's not enough. If you say something out of pocket, like, oh, go dogs, and something stupid, there's not enough police here, and they don't get around fast enough to stop me from hurting you, like, at all. They don't.
I don't think Chris Turner's been timing sirens outside his window the last couple of weeks.
Dude, I work at a bar too, so I know for a fact I got about a good 20 to 45-minute window of hurting you before I even hear sirens. So no, I will shut Shields down. There's literally not much else here. I will shut Shields and Walmart down and make this town black out if I'm provoked.
Yeah. So check this out, right? Check this out. So will there be an Alabama celebration party if Alabama wins?
So
let's flip to the positive.
Let's flip the coin. Alabama wins. Now I have to tie in today being Founders Day. So shout out to all the brothers.
Oh yeah. Respect to the Sigmas. Respect.
So I gotta tie in Founders Day and the national championship win. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. Work has become super optional. By far, like, I'm not turning on a computer. I'm not turning on a cell phone. Like, I probably will be highly intoxicated for a good 72 to 96 hours. Past the legal limit. Yeah, it's like we're talking about blowing like a 0.2, 0.3. Like, it's like that verge of like alcohol poisoning. Yeah, that's where we're living at right now. That's where we're on the verge of. No, because it's too much at one time. Like, it's the national championship and Founders Day. Come on, man.
Have you formed any type of just super Bama group, since becoming the personality that you have become around the city? Have there been Bama fans that have come to you? And
I have converted several people where it's like, oh, well, all I really watch is Montana State football, or all I really watch is the Grizz, or blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what? Do yourself a favor. Listen, we play so-and-so this weekend. Just, if you want a D1 team to watch, how about you watch us? They'll come back. Oh, man, that game was so good. Like, I do like Bama. I do like Saban. So I've converted people to watch SEC football and watch Alabama.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I just got bad news for you, man.
I don't think so, dude. I got that feeling like it's like I think we have their number.
And for the record, America, if you don't think, as I'm saying on film, right here, this will be out tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a double day, so you get 2 episodes tomorrow.
Before the game. If you don't think this is going to be out, and I'm not going to be getting text messages the entire
game.
If Alabama gets up, if they get up 2 scores, if you don't think this dude's going to go crazy, he's going to go crazy. He's going to make a text group with everybody he just wants to talk shit to. There's going to be like 75 numbers in this joint. I'm gonna be
different area code, everything. Like, it's I'm telling you, like, and that's the thing about it. The Georgia fan here, Anton, went like, hey, let's go watch the first half of the game at Shooter's Bar. I don't know about that. Like, it's just I can't be in public like that and just no, I don't know.
You know what? And I'm gonna be 100 with you. I don't blame you, man, because
I
here's the
can't.
thing, man. Like, I have experienced that. Like, you don't want people to be around you like when you really
No.
emotional about that stuff, dude. Like, so obviously my roommates. Like, I'm gonna tell a story to sum the whole thing. It still gets brought up to this day. So obviously, I live with some of the best people in Billings.
By
Nick
far.
Haney, Dallas
Hands
Leslie,
down.
Travis
Yep.
Brown, Katie Mitchell. We were all roommates back in the day. Okay, they also helped me meet my wife. So shout out to my roommates. And I'll never forget the 2014 draft as long as I live. Now, it has been made painstakingly clear how much I love Chicago sports and especially the Bears.
True.
I have thrown many a stool and many a bar and many a hard hat after a touchdown or after a sack or after a fumble recovery. I have done some things after a Devin Hester touchdown. These were the glory days, right? So we're watching the draft. And I'm excited about this draft. We have one of those 7-9, 8-8 years where you're drafting later, but there's this guy, and you see him. Now, mind you, America, I know I can be very humble, braggy, and self-fulfilling, but this is one of those moments, and you can ask any one of them guys, who do you want them to draft? Who do you want the Bears to get? I said, I know for a fact Aaron Donald is on nobody's radar the way he should be.
No.
This guy is the best defensive tackle I've seen since Sapp. And he was at Pittsburgh. And bottom line is, the Rams took him at 13. The Bears had the 14th pick. When I tell you I fell out in front of grown-ass people and had to hide my tears, crying, damn near crying in my living room like, we suck again. Like, I understand why Chris is purposely avoiding being around, because Anton can talk shit as good as anybody I know.
Yeah.
And he knows he's the one person that can get away with it. But if somebody else starts joining in on his shit, then even Anton's gonna go like, well, now you're ruining my Georgia fun. So I respect that, because I was emotional. Listen, how long Aaron Donald been in the NFL?
You're 6 now?
I'm still mad. I'm not letting that go. And listen, Kyle Fuller was a hell of a player for us, man, and he did his thing. But Aaron Donald, you don't make sure I'm him. So I understand what you say with that, CT. And if I was you, trust me, man, the national title with especially when you weren't you were expecting it, but you weren't expecting, like, I can feel it in your heart. You're like, we're going to win this game. Yeah. You don't want to be around anybody when you got to play track 5 on College Dropout, right? Wait, I'm trying to see. Wait, let me do It's like 4 or 5. I think it's 4. It's 4. You don't want to listen. You don't want it to all fall down. Like, I tell you when it all
track 4.
You don't want to play track 4, because then track 5 come up, and now you've been working the slave ship, and you ain't made shit. Hey, if my manager assaults me again, I will be assaulted. Like, it flips real, like it falls down, and then you're assaulting the manager, and then you're effing the register up. That's how fast Kanye went from, like, listen, Stacey Dash, of course I'd be upset watching you leave me in the airport. Like, who would want Stacey? I mean, this is back then. Like,
yeah, that old Stacey Dash, old Stacey.
Everybody kind of kicking Stacey Dash to the curb now,
Yeah, not new. Old Stacey was fine.
Old Stacey Dash,
Yeah.
Dion from Clue.
Yeah. Yeah, not this new Stacy. Like
Back when
she
she used to claim Dame Dash was a cousin, like them days, right? Shout out Dame Dash and Jay-Z bearing the hatchet right away on some random ass shit.
I can guarantee that's money related, buddy.
Yeah, because they in court. So Jay gonna give him some money on the side, like hey,
exactly, man. Just take this and shut up. Just take this and shut up.
Yeah, but Jay shouted him out on the Hall of Fame, man. So I mean, that lets me even think that maybe you and Anton could possibly watch this game. Because you know what? You know what's so messed up about that though? I get that you guys like work there, but why would we want to watch that together at a Shooters? Like, why do you want me to furniture move? Because you'll pick up one of those pool tables
easily
and like push that thing over, like. So it's very, very intriguing. Anton, I respect you.
So let me tell you this real quick. I went home a little while back, and me and my brother were hanging out. So went out, had a good time. I had a couple ounces of alcohol in my system, and went to another spot. And security guys outside. Security guy's about 6'2", 260, which is not a small guy. Not a small guy at all. Like in regular status, this is not a small guy. I walk up. He's like, put your arms out. You know what I'm talking about? Spread your legs. It's Jacksonville, so you got to get searched before you go into a club. So spread out of it. And like it's him and his other little partner come out. Black security shirts. They got gloves on, sunglasses. Like they tough guys. And I just looked at him, looked around. I was like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And I said, I'm not. I said, but dude, if I really wanted to shut this bitch down, do y'all think y'all could do anything with me? Anything? It's like, nah, big dog, we're gonna have to tussle with you. I just want to know. So I say that to say this. If we go to Shooters and we watch this game together, I'm security, Anton security. Who gonna stop us? Like there's not like the owner ain't gonna be able to do nothing about it. Like you just gotta sit there and wait for the property damage because I guarantee you, like, I'm just going ahead and put like $10 worth of like Lil Jon and Crime Mob in the little jukebox, and I'm gonna tear the whole bar down. Just to be honest with you, I will mess up somebody's week for a small comment that they shouldn't say.
Hey, so there it is, America. I mean, there's not much more to say about it, except I think we should do scores.
All right.
Have you thought about one? You kind of have a. Go ahead, man. What you got? I'm gonna vibe off of yours and see.
I got Alabama winning, of course. I have the score 20-31.
You know what's crazy? I got Georgia winning 28-20.
So we're in that same.
Like it's gonna be a good game, but somebody's gonna make a mistake. So, all right, we got our scores in America. I mean, there wasn't gonna be too much to this, man. I honestly thought the money stuff is gonna be right here. Just give me a minute, because I've been kind of thinking about mine, and I don't need to necessarily go first, because honestly,
please,
I'm gonna let you go first, because I feel like you need me to press the mute button. I think you need a little extended time. So I'm going to let you go ahead, because I'm pretty sure you give me a minute's going to tie to what we talked about today. So my mute button's going on, man. I'm just going to sip.
So America, as I don't take a sip out of my Cups by Chris, which you can find on Facebook, Mark Billings Marketplace, your Cups by Chris, where all the empty alcohol bottles that I make cups out of them now, and I sell them for like $10. Anyway, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I don't say much anymore. I'm a little bit more reserved. I don't smile as much. I want somebody to smile at you. I'm very reserved now in my old age. I'm an angry old man, which I'm settling into. And I'm a token Black guy here in Billings, Montana. But please don't allow tomorrow's game to get you hurt. I'm so serious. If we win, it's going to be a good time. If we win, I might run the shooters. Like, hey, Anton, meet me up at shooters. Let's get a drink or two. Let's talk about it. If we lose, I still, Anton, yo, let's go to shooters. I'll buy you a round or two. I probably need to stay in my right mind and stay uninebriated. Don't let the fact that Montana State went to Frisco, Texas, and got the brakes beat off of them. And don't let the fact that you follow the Grizz and whoever they play in Division 9, don't let that courage and that underrated crap football that they play bring you into a conversation with me where I stay humble about football 99% of the time up here when I get asked about football. Because I get asked, oh, where'd you play football at? I always say I play football down south, and I leave it alone. Do not let this game get you embarrassed. I didn't go to Billings West. I didn't play at Central. My scholarships range all around the country. So please don't let the fact that you played at, I'm not going to disrespect anybody's school in the state, but don't let, whether we win, lose, the stadium gets blown up in the middle of the game, whatever. Don't let tomorrow ruin the rest of your work year. This is an emotional game. And the only person in town that can really say something is Anton, and that's it. Because he's a legit Georgia fan. Outside of that, it's just a lot of people who hate Alabama. Walt can say something. I can take it. Walt's an actual athlete. I've seen what Walt can do. He can say something. There's a handful of people, a small handful, like my child's handful of people who can say something. Now, if you one of them people who don't fit in that hand, I am a member. I have my own card. I can carry firearms wherever I want to carry them. I'm tall, I'm black, and I have a very short fuse for a temper. Don't get hurt because of football. Please don't. America, this has been my minute, brought to you by Cups by Chris. You can follow him on Billings Marketplace. I make them out of the alcohol bottles that I like to drink. This is from like the Ciroc Summer Citrus. America, that's been my minute.
Hey, I just love Cups by Chris. Without a doubt, the most violent give me a minute of all time.
Oh.
And I think the beauty of it is, I think that you actually are respected enough in the community. And your neck is still the same size from when we played somehow.
Man.
That I don't think anybody's really going to take you up on that. Plus, it's a Monday. Who wants to get their ass beat on a Monday night?
Monday.
Like, if you're not a WWE superstar, like, why would you want to take a whooping on a Monday?
Exactly.
All right. You don't got to turn your microphone off, man. I think this will be good. You know, I think this is going to be a nice, just beautiful continuation of, things I've been talking about to where I'm just itching to where, I don't know, man, I'm just ready to explode. But all right, here we go. Mine's going to be, that's why I let him have the last 5 minutes of that. We're going to end that with that. So let me take a couple sips, America.
I'm surprised you're not drinking out the Chic workwear cup.
I said a couple sips, baby.
My fault.
Oh.
Chic workwear.
America, give me a minute. Chris, I want to ask you a question when I start this. Obviously, we have talked about in music what I've always thought has been a missing ingredient in music today and why it's not as good as it used to be, obviously. Other groups, right?
Right.
When you think about some of the most underrated guys of our era that were like the lead singers of their groups, just throw a couple names out there. I just want to see if you hit the name that I've just been thinking. For some reason, his voice is just in my head, and I just want to give him a little shout out tonight.
Okay, fine. I can go Ralph Tresvant, Aaron Hall, Wanye, Not gonna bring up the Pied Piper. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he was great though. He was great. Teddy Riley, anybody in All for One. Like, dude, like it's so many. It's like, especially for this 90s time. Anybody from New Edition. Oh my God, I've been listening to the album like this. Who are the dudes from House Party?
You talking about Full Force?
Full Force, Bobby Brown. Like it's a bunch. It's a bunch.
I like where your head is at. Now respect. Can I tell you who the
Aaron
most?
Hall, I guess.
You know. Can I tell you who the most underrated group and arguably lead singer in all of 90s music, any genre? And when I say his name and I say the group, you're going to be like, damn. You ready? This is so good. I got to take another sip out the sheet cup, America. Because that's where the makers is. The name would be Stokely Williams from Mint Condition.
That'll do it.
America, let me tell you something about Stokely. Let me tell you something about Stokely from Mint Condition.
That'll do it.
Stokely Williams.
That's so random.
Stokely Williams. Now listen, hear me out on this, CT. If you could be, and I'm talking to every red-blooded male in America, if you could have the voice and the sound of one group and be the lead singer and have that guy's voice, it would be Stokely Williams from Mint Condition. Let me tell you something. All I got to do is do this and watch what happens to Chris America. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum.
Hey.
Bum, bum, da, dum, bum, da, da, dum, bum, da, 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 dum. Pretty. And you come in with that voice, come on, man.
Hey.
Come on. You send me swinging. What kind of man would I be if you love me?
Hey, what kind of man would I be? And
what kind of girl would you be if you still did the same?
And I don't want
to Williams
cry.
Is the most underrated male voice.
Oh man.
Maybe in all the music. And he was the drummer of Mint Condition. So I want to throw that out there for people from the Midwest that didn't know that, like you, Chris. You didn't even know that. But I guarantee you, America, I did one thing. Chris Turner's going to play some Mint Condition. And I'm here to just educate. You know what? Do I come off as a little facetious? Do I come off as a know-it-all? Yeah. About the shit that I love and I know. America. I just want to bless your ears as you come into New Year. We have lost so many legends already. Before the year, we lost Betty. We just lost James. I thank God for my cousin Chris. Oh, I can hear it coming through. They played all their own instruments and sang their harmonies, Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, turn that down while I keep going on my giving.
My fault.
You good. No, I'm glad you did that. The point is, we lost James Mtoomey today. He passed away. We lost Bob Saget. We lost Sidney Poitier, man.
Boy.
They called me Mr. Tibbs. R.I.P., man. So I'm going to just bless with happiness and let it be known that there is still some joys out here. And for all my Americans, I know we have plenty of Americans. They go like, he over here talking about Stokely like he knows something. It's not for you. It's for our Americans that I do know that their music collection has gotten better since this show started. Stokely Williams, but most importantly, Mint Condition, the most underrated group in the history of music. They were blessed by Prince, America. They from Minneapolis.
That's enough. You gotta say nothing else. That's enough.
In my minute, America.
That's enough. You get blessed by Prince, who wrote it, sung it, directed. No, that's enough.
When's the last time you listened to a Mint Condition song? Before that?
Honestly, Thursday morning.
That's why I love you.
Thursday morning.
I'd almost have Zoe come here and be like, "Hey Zoe, what you think about Mint Condition?" You'd probably be like, "Oh, they good."
Like she knows
who they good.
Like that's the thing. Like I wake up to like, mind you, I wake up to like 90s dance hall music. But then like when I'm getting dressed, oh, it's 90s R&B. Like
I love the fact that I didn't have to go to Mint Condition depths to beg my wife to marry me.
Quit breaking my heart.
When you go Stokely Carmichael to get her, hey man, I just had for some reason and I've got some stuff. Stokely's been in the scene. He's done some good stuff. Like I told you, I'm a cornucopia of phenomenal R&B neo soul music that nobody listens to. I am that, and you purposely don't even like. I don't want James taking me down wormholes, but I'm just saying, like, Mint Condition doesn't get they don't get they do, and for some reason, Stokely Williams' voice has been in my head for like 24 hours. I haven't even listened to any Stokely stuff from the 90s, and I was like, dude, I gotta make that get in there, dude.
Bangers.
Like, Pretty Bound. Even Callie is like, okay, that song's nice. She's like, I ain't got brown eyes, but okay, cool,
Bangers. Like,
come on, man. Dude, hey, listen, man. Listen, America, let me help you out. You ever want to turn it out and you happen to be around your your tropical friends? You go, hey, I got a song for y'all. And just let that bump and watch them lose their mother loving minds, boy. They're gonna be like, what?
What you know about?
That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I got, Chris. Let's thank
let's thank fantastic show of what's
good. Let's thank the sponsors, man, official and unofficial.
Turner and the big game James man himself, James Madison Walton III. Big shout out to one of the most important sponsors, Chic Workwear. Would you like to cut the promo real quick?
Oh yeah, this one's for you, baby. Even though you're not in the room right now, let me take another sip. Chic Workwear. Damn, I can't believe that shit's $10.
that's the commercial. That's the whole.
Shout out Chic Workwear.
Okay. Shout out to 9 Round Fitness.
Yeah.
Coffee. Barstool Sports, we still coming. Make sure y'all read our stuff and listen to everything we send in for y'all.
Oh, did you hear her? Hey, I just found out from the CEO of Chic Workwear. Use the code WGA for free shipping.
Done. So make sure
created it. We got to make
sure when you go to Chic Workwear looking for your top of the line clothing, put in the code WGA.
And your shipping is free.
And we're gonna get it to you for free. So shout out to Chic Workwear for putting us on game. Shout out to Cups by Chris.
Cups by Chris. Yeah.
On the Billings Marketplace right now.
Let's go.
From illustrious alcohols that I like to drink. Cups by Chris.
Hey, shout out to Montana Axe Bar. Hey, I'm listen. We'll be back up there, and I'm gonna get you to come up, man. We're gonna do a little live show from there. We're gonna throw some axes up there, show some love to the Lambricks, man. They showed us a great time. Love you. Montana Axe Bar, official sponsor of this show. Shout out Root Out Whiskey. I'm coming for you. I'm close to buying our 2 bottles. Root Out Whiskey. You've been telling us how to get you stuff from the East Coast. We're gonna bring it to the West Coast, man.
Big
You know
shout
what I
out.
mean? Because much love. Thank you, Screwball Whiskey, and we appreciate all the people we've turned to love you in the last year and a half. But obviously, we're just not good enough.
Well, nobody in Jacksonville drinking it, so I said something. But anyway, shout out to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor FM when it does want to work, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure you follow us on all that. It's still What's Good America on all the social media platforms. We will be invading, I guess, TikTok because Anton tags us in TikTok on everything that says What's Good America on it. So shout out to Anton for that. Looks like we're getting an Instagram, which Walt's going to be in charge of that because
No, we have Instagram. We're getting Twitter.
We're getting a Twitter. We're getting Twitter, which Walt's going to be in charge of. I may hack it a couple times and say something ignorant, but
you should. Right now, it ain't gonna have nothing but Mr. Coach 30 videos on it.
So with all that being said, be on the lookout for that. Make sure you add us, follow us, all that good stuff. I'll be doing more stuff on Twitch because apparently that's a thing too. So with all that coming, we got a bunch of stuff. Like I said, 2022, we shooting shots all year, so you might want to duck. So with all that being said, the same thing that I asked you tonight, it's the same question I have for you every time I get a chance to ask you. And what's that, Walt?
What's good, America?
What's good, America?